All right, welcome back to another one of our film reviews. Today we are breaking down Packers rookie Karl Brooks and everything he brings to this Packers defense. This is an exciting young rookie who looks like it could be potentially a steal, a big-time steal for the Packers. And we've got a great set of cut-ups to show you just that. And as always, if you appreciate this content, give us a like, give us a comment with any feedback you might have. But without further ado, let's jump right into the film. All right, this first play here is just going to be a standard one-on-one pass rush, and there's Brooks right there lined up on what we call a 3 technique. He's on the outside shoulder of a guard. You know this is going to be a one-on-one situation just by design. You've got the defensive end by alignment right here. He's in what's called a 6 technique on the inside shoulder of the tight end, but he's essentially just going to be one-on-one with the tackle right there in space. You have the other defensive tackle right here. He's going to occupy these two guys, and of course, you've got the end man on the line of scrimmage over here. So the Los Angeles Chargers are going to try and slide the protection because you can see the Packers have a lot of bodies on this side of the line of scrimmage. So they're going to try and slide the protection this way a little bit just to get a little bit more help here for their guys up front. But this still creates a one-on-one opportunity right here. This is the opportunity where if you're a defensive lineman, you have to take advantage of it. The Chargers give you an opportunity because they let you get the one-on-one in terms of their scheme. Let's see how the rookie handles it. All right, you can see the slide protection, everyone working to the right, still one-on-one on the backside. You can see the natural one-on-one opportunity that opens up right there, and watch how he handles that. Oh, look at that shoulder dip. That's outstanding work. I love that hand extension right there. Watch how he dips his shoulder so quickly to get underneath the offensive guard's hands and then quickly turn the corner and get to Herbert. Shoulder dip, close the gap, get the sack. Outstanding work. This is phenomenal stuff. Folks, this kind of play right here, this rookie on a Bowling Green, this was a question mark. He has all the physical tools. He's a big dude, a lot of strong traits. Can he go against one-on-one offensive linemen and show off this kind of technical expertise and beat them? And he certainly can, right? The question is going to be consistency going forward for Brooks. But I tell you what, folks, if you can do this once, this is replicable. You can do this multiple times, right? This isn't just a bull rush where you get lucky. This isn't just a situation where the offensive lineman does a really bad job. This is a great pass rush move. Watch him shock him right there. He's going to take his right shoulder, dip underneath, bring his right arm underneath with a rip move, and then turn the corner and then accelerate and get Justin Herbert down on the ground. This is an outstanding rep here from Brooks, folks. And again, obviously, he's not going to play a whole lot of reps. He's not a starter. He's a situational player. But if you can get this from a backup 6th-round draft pick, I believe he was, folks, that's outstanding. And if he can continue to grow on this going forward, this Packers defense is going to be really tough to beat.
Yeah, Nick, like you said, 6th-round draft pick coming out of Bowling Green. This guy was absolutely phenomenal in his final year at Bowling Green, a 93 overall PFF grade, 92 pass rush grade, 90 run defense grade. Very balanced, very good at both sides of things as far as you'd want a defensive lineman to be. And what does that tell us? It tells us maybe that translates to the NFL, and we look at this game, his highest graded game so far this season, 81 PFF grade for this game against the Chargers, 71.9 run defense grade, 70.9 pass rush grade. Again, very balanced in both aspects of things. I think it's transferring over nicely, and this guy, 6th-round pick, is already showing to be very promising and a very nice pickup for the Packers.
All right, let's switch it up and go with the run defense. There is Brooks right there. It's hard to tell based on this camera angle whether he's a 5 technique on the outside shoulder of the tackle or a 4-eye on the inside eye of the tackle in that situation right there. I think he's more head up to inside, so we'll just call him a 4-eye for the purposes of this film. But basically what you're going to get from the Chargers here is just double teams play side. You're going to get a double team action right here, working up to the linebacker. You're going to get double team right here, working up to linebacker. You're going to get base blocks and kick out blocks here. And you're just going to get the running back working whichever way he can, probably designed to run towards this green grass here, but he's going to look for a hole based on these double teams and work for a seam here. This play puts a lot of pressure on Brooks right here because his gap responsibility, and you can kind of see it, right? You can see this defensive lineman has this gap. You can see number 7 Walker has that gap. You can see number 93 has this gap here. You can see number 94. He kind of has to 2 gap it, right? He's going to kind of check the B gap here, but also potentially play the C gap. That's a lot of pressure, especially with Rashawn Slater, one of the best offensive linemen in the NFL blocking you. Let's check out how Brooks does here. It's a really quality, technically sound rep from the young rookie. All right, you can see the double teams coming in together right now. You can see the blocks right there on the right side of the Chargers offense. Again, you can see the hole kind of naturally open up right here inside. So again, let's focus on Brooks here. So he's going to end up playing the B gap initially, which just makes sense, right? You don't want the running back to run downhill. He's got more help to the outside. So watch how he plays the B gap, gets down in there to make sure and secure it. Watch what he does with his hands, though. See how he takes his hand? You can kind of see right there, folks. I'm trying to get a better freeze frame. He's got his arms extended in Rashawn Slater's chest right there. He keeps Rashawn Slater off of him, which allows him to play off of Slater, jump out into the C gap right there, and get held. This was a missed call. You can see the shoulder pad being twisted and yanked right there. This should have been a 10-yard penalty, but he still bounced out enough. It forced the Chargers running back to work wide enough into the Packers' help. And he actually gets on the tackle there. He wasn't able to bring him down. Eckler's a beast. He keeps fighting for yardage. But in terms of a two-gap defender right here, this is how you want, right? Cut inside, take away the inside run, and then play off the block, draw the holding penalty that was missed, and then get involved with the tackle for a limited gain. Outstanding work in run defense. Again, if this is what you're getting from a backup, right? The Chargers are sitting here. They come up to the line of scrimmage and like, this is awesome. We've got a one-on-one block, our all-pro left tackle on a backup 6th-round draft pick. We're going to blow him out of the way, and this is going to be a massive run. Instead, Brooks does a phenomenal job, maintains his gap, two gaps it very nicely, and helps make the tackle. Great work here from the rookie. This was supposed to be a massive mismatch. Instead, it's a good play for the Packers defense.
Yeah, and this guy's already making a big impact. And I think the key here is we've seen his snaps grow. He started out the season maybe in the high teens, low 20s, working his way up all season. Now he's in the high 20s, sometimes getting to the 30s as far as amount of snaps he is playing in a game for the Packers. I think he's putting a lot of good stuff on tape as we see here. He's doing a lot of great things in the pass and run game in the two plays we've already seen early on in this review. So I think there's a lot to like about Brooks and a lot that he can do for this Packers team.
All right, let's go with another run defense. There is Brooks right there lined up in a 4-eye technique, the inside eye of the tackle right there. And this is going to be another kind of gap double team kind of concept by the Chargers. So they're going to get a kick out block here on the right side of the offense. They're going to get double team action right here, working up to the linebacker. They're going to get design double team action right here, working up to the linebacker. And they're going to get double team action right here, working up to the linebacker or maybe safety fill. And again, this is just to get bodies on bodies and allow the running back to find space and run wherever he wants to see, basically run to daylight based on this scenario. Again, this is a situation right here where a lot of young defensive linemen get blown up. We've done a lot of film reviews highlighting offensive linemen where they absolutely dominate these double teams. But you always look for those young defensive players that are great athletes that can kind of disrupt entire schemes. Looks like Brooks could potentially be that guy based on reps like these. Let's check out how it goes. All right, so right there, you can see the double team action right there. Center giving a little help, working up. You can see the kind of double team working right here between the two tight ends. And you can see the double team right at the point of attack on Brooks right there. But watch what he does. Quick swim right there. Plays blown up. Austin Eckler has to bounce it out. You got the safety filling from the backside. 3-4 yard run. Actually, Eckler's a beast. He ends up falling forward and getting about 5 out of it. But still, again, part of the problem is you got 97 right here getting washed down inside. I mean, you can't do that, dude. I mean, you just open up that seam right there. Talk about team defense. You talk about two gapping, right? On the previous play, we showed Brooks two gapping, maintaining his inside gap and then working out. Watch 97 do a poor job of that. Gets his inside gap, which is fine, but you got to work out. But he never does. He gets washed down inside, ends up being a 5-yard run for the Chargers. Should have been a lot less. But again, focusing back to Brooks, this is an awesome quick swim move right here. And that's a really good play. That's Rashawn Slater, right? He's an all-pro. And just embarrasses him right there. Basically eliminates whatever these offensive linemen and tight ends do on the offense is left, the defense is right. These could all be pancake blocks. It doesn't matter. Austin Eckler, the Chargers running back, is going to have to go back the other way. And that's what you can do if you have a game-wrecking playmaker like Brooks is on this play. All right, let's switch it up for a pass rush here. And there's Brooks right there. He's lined up in what I'm going to call a 3 technique, even though it's kind of a wide 3 technique. But it basically, by the structure of the defense, he is a 3 technique. And this is a really good example of just playing quality team defense. So the Packers dropped this play for one goal in mind. They're trying to get number 91 one-on-one inside in the A-gap on the center of the guard. And here's how they do this, right? They obviously have 3 defensive linemen right here on the right side of the defense. The offense is left. They're going to take this guy right here and work him inside here. The whole goal is to pull the center, at least short term, that direction, right? So again, you got the center working that way. He's working that way. You then take Brooks. He's going to attack this guard and then work into the tackle here to allow number 91 to get upfield and then loop right around and get pressure in Justin Herbert's face. This is a stunt every single defense loves to run, because if you got a great edged pass rusher, or even if he's not that great, it gets you a one-on-one opportunity inside with a guard or a center. Let's watch how Brooks execute this. This is phenomenal team defense right here by Brooks. And if he continues to make plays like this, we'll start seeing other edge rushers for the Packers make a lot of big time plays. All right, so you can see the defensive tackle here occupying the center. Usually in this case, you have this guy right here. He's working more to the other A gap. He ends up kind of working there eventually. He just kind of took his time getting there. But again, he basically occupied the center, which is what you're supposed to do there. Again, you can see number 91 work up the field immediately right there. And you can see Brooks. This is phenomenal. So he attacks the guard right here. And then watch how he immediately, once he feels contact on the guard, immediately works into the left tackle. Gets into him right there, and look at this hole right here for number 91. This is a clear kill shot. This is in Justin Herbert's life right here. Now, Justin Herbert's smart. He gets rid of the football, ends up drawing a pass interference. But in terms of great team defense, in terms of opening it up for your guys inside, this is awesome from Brooks. This will get you on the field a lot, because anytime you have veteran quality pass rushers, and the Packers have a few of those guys, they're looking for interior defensive linemen that can open up opportunities for them. This is like having a great offensive lineman opening up a hole for a running back. This is essentially what this is, right? Look at this. Attack the guard, bounce onto the tackle. Look at all of that green grass, folks. That's like a running back running through a wide open hole. Again, Herbert gets rid of the ball. It's a quick slant. Ends up being a pass interference and a first down for the Chargers. But I tell you what, folks, what we're seeing from Brooks in a lot of different circumstances is good quality team play. In terms of his performance against the Chargers, it didn't necessarily line up the stat sheet, but in terms of what he was asked to do and how he did it, it was outstanding. It's selfless football, it's clean football, and it's smart football. And Brooks appears to be fully capable of doing it. And I tell you what, folks, you're going to see a lot of number 94. He's going to earn a lot more reps with performances like these.
Yeah, Nick, it's specifically in the pass game. And as we reiterated earlier on, limited snaps for Brooks so far, maybe low 20s most games is what he's getting in. And you look at Clark, one of the main defensive tackles for the Packers. This guy's getting 50 to 55 snaps a game, so almost double what Brooks has been getting. But in those limited snaps, Brooks has been very effective in the pass rush game. 13 total pressures, 3 sacks, 9 hurries, and my personal favorite, 4 batted balls this season so far for Brooks. He's been very good and very heads up to get his hands up, bat those ball down. Just like we see here, effective pass rusher for the Packers and limited snaps already.
All right, going back to another pass rush, there is Brooks right there. And this is late in the game, 30 seconds or so left to go in this game. And right here, we're going to get just a one-on-one opportunity right here. The way the Chargers structure their offensive protection, it's going to be one-on-one, left guard. Obviously, left tackle is going to pick up number 91. Center actually ends up working to the right here. They kind of slide the protection a little bit this way, having everybody basically working that way for the Chargers. But again, you're going to get one-on-one in this situation. And this is what you love if you're a defensive tackle. If 2-minute situation, final 30 seconds of the game, if you can get pressure in the face of the quarterback, you're doing your job as an interior defensive lineman. Let's check out how Brooks does. Snap. Oh, my goodness, folks. That's an awesome swim move, right? Threaten the outside shoulder, get a foot in the ground, then work over the top. That's great stuff right there. Now, here's the one thing I want. You get your foot in the ground right here and work right into Justin Herbert. And he kind of slips. And that's the tough part, right? And I get the turf monster gets everybody. You may have clicked somebody's heels. I don't know exactly what happened. I don't think he tripped over Eckler, right? And that allows the offensive guard to bury him into the dirt a little bit there. But I tell you one thing it does do, it forces Justin Herbert out of the pocket. And right here at this point, you're in a winning situation if you're a defense, because there's not very many quarterbacks in the NFL that can be flushed out of the pocket, reset their feet, and deliver a perfect strike down the field for open receiver. Unfortunately, Justin Herbert's one of those guys. He's got a guy open for a game-winning touchdown, and he drops it. Oh, my goodness, folks. I tell you what, right there, Packers fans, that's a loss. That's a loss for the Green Bay Packers. That's a win for the Chargers. You feel really bad losing in the final 30 seconds of the game, but Quentin Johnston drops the ball and you survive. You take the wins however you can get them. Because I tell you what, for most quarterbacks, though, again, number 10, he's an alien, right? He's like Mahomes. He's like Josh Allen, where he can be flushed out of the pocket, reset, and deliver basically a fadeaway 50-yard bomb right into the breadbasket. I mean, it's a perfect throw. That's unbelievable throw. Imagine doing that with no pressure. Would be pretty impressive. But with some pressure right there, sliding right there and delivers that strike, that's impressive. But when you focus on what Brooks is doing here, right? That's a winning rep against 99% of other quarterbacks. Because right here, other quarterbacks shift out of the pocket. What do? They hit the check down. You end up burying him for like a 1 or 2 yard gain, or he throws it away, or maybe he throws an interception, right? And that's why it's winning football. Because when you play close games later in the season, let's say it's Jared Goff, right? Let's say it's Thanksgiving. In this situation, hey, folks, I love Jared Goff to death. You think Jared Goff is making this throw? No, he's hitting the check down right here, or he's getting sacked, and it's an incomplete pass or a short game for the Packers defense, right? Good job up front for Green Bay in that situation. Justin Herbert does a nice job here making an incredible throw. But I tell you what, in terms of making a play right there up front, great pass rush move inside, great swim move. Want you to keep your feet, but still generate the pressure, get the quarterback off the spot. That's winning football. And again, I'm going to keep reiterating this. He's a 6th-round draft pick. This is a guy that you're not expecting to get this kind of production and playmaking ability out of, but he continues to bring it, and he continues to get better and better.
We've been talking all review about what he does do, what does Brooks do, and he does a lot of stuff. But let's talk about some things he doesn't do. He doesn't make a ton of mistakes. He only has 1 penalty week 2 and 1 missed tackle week 3 on the season. Outside of that, in the 10 games he's played, over 240 snaps played, Brooks doesn't make a lot of mistakes, Nick. So I think this is also a very good sign for a young player. We see all the effects that he can put on the field, but not having the negative plays, not having the missed tackles, that is very big for a young player as well.
All right, we're going to switch it up on you. We're going to bring up his performance against the Rams for a couple of plays here. And there, of course, is Brooks lined up right there. He's basically a 3 technique on the guard there. It's, again, kind of hard to tell with this angle. He's kind of a wide 3 depending on this pass rush situation. But this is going to be a one-on-one situation. It's 3rd down and 12 passing situation here for the Los Angeles Rams. Let's watch how Brooks handles this right here and makes a big-time play up front. I love bringing up the Rams film because while he wasn't as productive against the Chargers, Brooks made a lot of big-time plays against the Rams. Let's check out this one. All right, so he works inside right there. And again, he's working like he's doing his stunt inside across the guard's face. The Rams right here are running a draw, and you can freeze it right here. The Rams have bodies on bodies, right? They've got right here, they got the tight end, got a guy on him. They got the right tackle, got a guy on the end man line of scrimmage. They got 2 offensive linemen working downfield. 58's got a guy coming towards him. You've got the left tackle has a chance to work up, maybe pick up a linebacker, maybe secure number 91, maybe fill for a safety. Again, it's 3rd long, so it's going to be a hard running opportunity. But there's a chance here that the Rams can maybe get something out of this and maybe pull off an impromptu conversion. But right there, you look at Brooks, and he kind of saves the day a little bit, right? Gets on him. And again, I don't think he gets the 1st down, but you never know, right? It's a funny game. Running backs break tackles, slip out of a hole, pick up an extra 5-6 yards. Suddenly it's a big time conversion. Suddenly you don't get good field position. The game turns out differently. I mean, you never know. Every play really matters. And one-on-one, fights off a block, makes a tackle. That's great stuff right here, folks. Again, 6th-round draft pick, backup guy, situational player. Doing a great job against a really impressive rookie, Steve Avila for the Rams. I really like Avila. I think he's got a bright future in front of him. But in this play, Brooks wins it clearly, comes off, makes a tackle. And again, folks, I mean, right there, you got a chance here if you're the Rams to pick up a good amount of yardage here, maybe blow something out of here for a 1st down. Stranger things have happened, but Brooks eliminates any risk of that happening at all. Again, it's preventing offenses for the chance to make big plays. That's something that's not talked about enough, right? We always talk about the guys that make the sacks and the interceptions. Sometimes, though, it's just as important to not give the offense a chance to make a big kind of splash play, and that's exactly what Brooks does here. All right, last play here for Brooks. There he is lined up, and it's kind of a weird technique. I'm going to call it a 4-eye, but he's really just a B-gap defender, and this was the Packers' solution, their game plan to stop the Rams' wide zone running scheme. So the Rams really like to get everybody flowing this way on these running schemes, get everybody cut off on the backside, have the running back take a wide angle, and then get north and south. And basically what they are trying to do is to try and get everybody flowing this way for the defense. And eventually a crease opens up a cutback opportunity, and you have a good running back run behind it for a big play. That's the premise of the Sean McVay wide zone scheme offense, and it's done a lot of really good things. Now, the Packers had an interesting solution to this, and for those of you who have seen a Luke Van Ness video, we talked about it then. And a lot of 1st down situations against McVay, what they did is they had their interior defensive line, in this case, Brooks, fly outside and basically set the edge like a normal edge defender would, and they had their edge defender loop inside. This was a really clever design because it kind of breaks the structure of the zone because it forces so much penetration in the backfield here. Brooks getting right there deep and setting the edge, forcing the running back right inside to Van Ness. It worked out really well in this play, but again, it puts a lot of pressure on Brooks. You have got to blow this play up in this scenario. Let's check out how he does. All right, you can see him get wide. You can see Van Ness come underneath. Great job by Van Ness staying tight to Brooks in that situation. But watch here. If you're Brooks, you have got to get north and south. And he does right there. Watch how he sets the edge. This is great stuff. It's really hard to tell, and he's fighting through a block, so it's going to be ugly. But see how he keeps parallel, his feet parallel to the line of scrimmage. If you're trying to set the edge, that's the position you want to be. We see this from edge defenders, outside linebackers, defensive ends all the time. And Brooks mimics it perfectly right here. Sets the edge, gets wide, forces the running back to cut back inside to his teammate Van Ness, who cleans it up very nicely for a big negative play. Again, this is 100%. I'll say this is 90% on Brooks, 10% on Van Ness. A nice athletic play from Van Ness right here to clean it up. That's the play you got to make, and Van Ness does it, so credit to him. But I tell you what, this is all Brooks, right? This is a scheme you set up all week where you need penetration and you need to set the edge from your interior defensive line. Not an easy thing to do. You get out there in space against a good offensive lineman in Avila, and you get it done. Again, we saw Brooks make a lot of plays against the Chargers that didn't show up on the stat sheet. He made a lot of plays against the Rams that did show up on the stat sheet. But it's clear to everyone watching this Packers defense that this young 6th-round draft pick is very quickly becoming a top-flight steal. And I think the more he plays, the better he gets. And the better he gets, the more reps he'll get. And he'll continue to give this Packers defense more great opportunities to make big plays and help this young team get better and better.